Hello guys, this is Th3Ruthless and welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about items because I have seen many people doing mistakes and these are things that you should avoid. So I will get you through the beginning of the early stages of the game with greens all up to epic items and how you should trade them and how you should level them up. So, starting off with green items. Green items, in order to craft them, let's go to green item, you need a quality lithograph armor. This you can purchase from contracts. What you should do in the early stages of the game, you should craft items that give you stats. For example, this item will give you wisdom and weakened chance. Or let's go to another item, let's say a helmet. This one will give you perception. It is very important to craft items with stats. All of your items should have stats. And you should level them up to +4, all of your items first to +4, because that's the point exactly where the stats, for example, perception 1 will become 2. So we level up all our items that are green to level 4, and when we get the double stats in all of them, then we proceed in leveling them up to level 6. We are doing this to get as much bonus as possible to help us level up really fast. And that's not the only reason. If you get all of your green gear to +6, then you transfer a part of them to the blues. So you craft all your gear, you make it all +6, because that's green, because greens go up to level 6, and then you transfer them by pressing the dot. You go to transfer, you put your blue item. I don't have another item to show you right now, but you put your +6 green item, and then the blue becomes +3. So if you do it this way, you're spending less growth stones. Okay, here are the growth stones. So you spend less growth stones. The same exactly thing you will do with your blue items. Before going to epic items, you must have a blue item level 9 in order to transfer it to epic. Okay? That's 100% what you should always do. Now, green gear is easy to acquire. So how are you gonna acquire the blue gear? While doing the main quest and you finish and go up to level 50 and finish all of your main quest, you will get some blue gear, but you will be missing some parts. In order to get these parts, you will go to the lithograph book, craft greens. So you will go, for example, here. If you want to acquire a blue bow, you will craft all the green bows to acquire the blue bow. The same goes for all the rest of the gear. If you are missing a part and you cannot find blue gear, you can easily craft it. That's not the only way, but this is an easy way to get blue gear as well. But then you will tell me, Ruthless, you know what? It's easy to acquire an item from lithograph, but you cannot level up the traits like this. You can only do it one time in lithograph, and you are correct. And this is how I will show you right now how to get gear and trade it up really easy and really fast without having to pay anything. Okay? Let's go over my items, for example. This is the elusive Hex Weaver hat. This is an item that is good for early, in the beginning. And how I got it, I would farm it in the ant nest, which is right here. Okay, so you would go to ant nest and farm the mobs that drop this. The same thing I did with my belt of combat prowess. This belt is being farmed here in the Temple of Silaveth, and it's a very good and amazing belt that I'm still using. Okay, it's a defensive item. I won't talk about the stats right now because every class is using their own stats. But for me, this was an amazing piece of equipment. So I went to Temple of Silaveth and I farmed there for a couple of hours and I have it fully traded. The most important advice that I have to give to you is to not go for epic items. You will only go for epic items if you can trade them. A blue item full traded is much better than an item epic that has no traits. I will give you an example. Here I have my heroic robes of the resistance. This item right now, I may have it +9, but it is freaking useless. I have other pieces of equipment on me that I can upgrade it, but I don't want to waste my materials on this one because it's not my favorite and it's not the item that I'm gonna be using for my later build, let's say. Okay, so I see many people having weapons like this. For example, this, the Staff of the Ubramancer. This is the stuff I'm gonna play with and I will replace my Tublex. I'm not doing it yet because imagine if Tublex was blue. Let's go for example for the wand. My wand is fully traded, okay? So let's say if I have an epic wand with one trait. Do not put an epic with one trait on your weapon slot. It's much better to have a blue weapon fully traded than an epic with only one trade. This is a must. Do not do it. I saw so many people in Arena, in PvP, in PvE, everywhere. They do this and it's a big, big mistake. Same goes for everything that you are wearing on your gear. For example, I have these that are traded, so this is useless. This is a very nice item. If you have this, replace it with a blue item. This is really, really, really important. So what I would suggest you to do is to go here on the craft, go to the, let's say, not weapons, let's go for an armor, okay? Let's see. Let's go for this, for example. Let's see, where does it drop? How to acquire. It drops from Abyssal Spectre, Shadow Crypt 2, from boss, okay? Bosses are very hard, let's go to another one. We want to find, for example, as I told you, the elusive Hex Weaver hat, and also the pants. The pants, they drop in the same place. So if you go to elusive Hex Weaver pants, you see it gives dexterity and melee evasion. You go how to acquire, and it says hunting, abyssal content, here you go. Acid Ant, an Nest. You have to find items like this. Now I don't know which items you want to use exactly, but my suggestion would be these are two very nice items that almost every class can use, and you can fully trade them without having to pay anything. Zero, no pennies. Also, for example, the weapon, the epic weapon, the Staff of the Umbramancer, okay? If you go and see how to acquire, it drops from Avalos Geomancer and Avalos Umbramancer on the Sanctum of Desire. It's farmable. Also, another very good thing that you can find out is when something can be farmed by anyone, it is cheaper in the auction house. That means what? That if you get a drop and you have enough lucent to buy something from the auction house, you should go and do it because it's farmable and the price is lower. If you want to trade something that comes from a co-op dungeon that has very low chances to drop, it's very hard because people will put it more expensive in the auction house. Okay. You should have in mind that every area that is considered a dungeon, an open world dungeon, like Sorodoma Island, like Sanctum of Desire, like Nest, like it's called Shadow Crypt and Sileus Abyss, because you are using Abyssal Contract tokens, which is the currency that helps you to farm in these open world dungeons, you have more chances to get loot in there. So it's very important to form parties or to go solo. My build can do it solo. I don't know what you are playing. So you can go in these areas and farm all the items that you need, okay? And they have more chances to drop, and it's the easiest way to do it. Not from dungeons, from open world dungeons, not from co-op dungeons. And now that we have established the way to farm our gear, we're gonna go and see the traits and how the traits work. So in order to, let's go for this item, for example, okay, the dice cloak and the traits. Let's go. We have an item, the dice cloak, for example, in order to show you how things work. In order to unlock the traits that you see locked in the screen, okay, you have to have exactly the same item, exactly the same, but with a different trait. So, for example, we have this, the dice cloak, and the trait is locked. If we press on it and we have exactly the same item, you see we have silence resistance and max mana, and we want to trade it, you press on it and you unlock the trait. Okay, this is the easiest way. There is also another way that you can unlock the trait on its own with unlock stones, but this is only for epic items and for important items. For example, a weapon that is not easily farmable, okay, and it's epic, you will use your unlock trait stones for that item only. For the rest, we use this way, okay, and then you unlock this as well, and you have all traits. Now you can put any other cloak with the same trait, any other cloak. It doesn't have to be now the dice cloak. So if you want to increase your skill damage resistance, you can find any cloak that has skill damage resistance and put it in here in order to get your trait to the next tier. Okay. Same thing goes for epic, same thing goes for greens. Now, let's see an item that, let's go, for example, for the Brahmancer. I will show you, I'm sorry. Let's go to this stuff, for example. Okay. The other way that I was telling you about is this. You go unlock trait selectively. For example, this is a very good stuff. This is farmable though. You don't have to do it for this. This is farmable. This is gonna be cheap on the auction house. We're talking about things that you cannot drop easily. For example, excavators wand or some other item from a world boss that is harder to obtain. You go here, you unlock trades selectively. You use your trade unlock stones. I have already used them for my necklace. And then you go for whatever you want. Now, if you want to switch trade, for example, if you have a hit chance here, and you can convert the trade either randomly by using trade conversion, which I wouldn't suggest, or convert trade selectively, which has less materials. But if you have, let's say for example, we had here a stupid trade like, let's see, undead bonus damage. Okay, it was undead bonus. We drop the staff of the Obramancer with hit chance. What we do here, it would be the hit chance, and if you convert trade selectively, it would pick the stuff that you have here and take only 25 trade conversion stones. So that's the easiest way to do it if you have a bad roll. Okay. Now another important thing: if you have a blue item that is fully traded, so let me see if I can have something to show you. Okay, let's go for this. Let's equip this and I will show you what's happening and why we level up and fully trade the blue. So let's go to transfer. If we have this and we put elusive Hexweaver hat on it, okay, let's say that I would like to have this helmet. So I put the +9 full traded, okay, and then my epic helmet will become +6, but because my blue hat was fully traded, I will transfer 968 blessings, okay. Let's see what this means. When you have a blessing, we have an epic item and has blessing on it. Let's see if I have blessings on this one. I have blessings on this one. Okay, so what happens is, let me find it. I have to wear it. So let's wear it. Equip. So we have this with a blessing. You can put a hit chance on it with a blue item. Let's go and find one blue item on the auction house. Weapons, stuff. Let's go to this one. This one is expensive, never mind. We'll go for another one. This one, for example. Let's go with hit chance 20. Yes, let's take this one. 28, it's cheap enough. Okay, so we can put the blue hit chance for any stuff. As we said, to unlock a trade, you need the same stuff. To upgrade the tier, you can get any stuff, even a green one. Okay, but green one has 1% chance, that's why we go for blue. Now, what happens? We have some blessings here, 360 blessings. If we press use blessing, you see that the enchant trade has now 72% from blue. Okay? If you had an epic stuff, another stuff, it doesn't matter, an epic with hit chance, the chances would be 100%. But you can do it either at 10%. Okay, I will do it first with 10% so you can see. If this fails, the stuff will get more blessings. Okay, let's do it. It says T-rated chance successful. The blessing comes with mana. So it wasn't successful actually. So instead we get blessing. So let's do this again one more time. We go to the auction house. We buy another one. So that means if you drop something that your main weapon needs in the future, just keep it and extract the trait. Okay. So let's try it again. We go, we put the stuff. And now we say, okay, we want to use the blessing. The blessing will be used 100% to reach all the trade as possible. So if you put a fully traded weapon blue to an epic one, that means you will receive about 980 or something like that, or maybe even more, or 1000 something blessings. That means that you can acquire two stats from blue gear, 100%. So if you had 900, this is 80%. So if you had 900, 450 blessings, so it would be 100% here. Okay. So we use the blessing with 80% chance. The enchantment mana has shipped into the trait. So we have our trait tier 2. Okay. This is what happens for all the items. Okay. So if you have an armor, you need the same armor exactly to unlock the tiers, and any armor to level up the tier of the trait. But it does not work boots for gloves. It has to be boots for boots, gloves for gloves, chest for chest, pants for pants, etc. Okay, and this is the way you will build up your blue gear. You will increase all your traits in every blue gear because it is important to transfer the growth and the traits to get the blessings. Okay, so a fully traded +9 blue will become an epic +6 and with 1,000 blessings almost. Yeah? So another important piece of information that I can give you is that at some point you will not need the loot, you will not want to sell it in the auction house because maybe it has a bad price, but instead you want to dissolve it. So if you go and dissolve it, you take 10 rare magic powder and 0 to 1 maybe precious magic powder. But if you do this instead, if you go to traits, you get these gloves here, okay, and unlock the next tier. Because if you are farming, you're probably gonna get many of these items. So now, if I go to dissolve it, instead of getting 20 rare magic powder, because if you dissolve the two pieces separately, you would get 10 and 10, 20. So you get 35. And if you put more, this goes multiple, yeah? So in order to get more magic powder, use this trick instead. Now, another thing I want to mention is how to craft. It's called the PT system, and how to craft the items from the dimensional tokens. So if you go to craft, you will see there are some weapon chests, okay? These ones, if you farm the open world dungeons, you get the Abyss currency. Okay, for example, if I go on Sorodoma and do these quests, these tokens here, you get them every week. These ones, okay? This for Sanctum of Desire. So you will be taking from farming, you will be taking tokens, and from completing the contracts, that will allow you to get this currency. You craft them, and for example, for me, that I'm farming the stuff of the Ubramancer, okay, I can use it and take it. And then, if I have a good rate, I put it in my weapon. If not, I will sell it probably. And the other one is from dungeons, which is, it's on the armors, that it doesn't have weapon. No. Let me find it. Let me find it. And the other way to collect, for example, we want an item from a specific co-op dungeon. You see here, for example, the way I did duplex quarterstaff for me. You have to gather these materials, and then you go for dimensional essence salvation. What is this? Let's go and see. You have to gather from every dungeon. If you do every dungeon 5 times, you will get 20 marks from each. In order to craft one weapon, you need 20 marks of each dimension soul. So you do all the dungeons 5 times, and then you can craft any weapon from the dungeons you want. Okay, this is number 1. The best option you have for an accessory, and especially the rings, some of them are best in slot for me as well also. So I'm gonna go for this ring. This needs only 10. For example, if you go to this one, it's acquired from, let me find it, it's here actually. Let me see where it is. Yeah, there you go. It's here. You need only 1 dimensional essence. So if you have 10 of each, 10 of each, okay, here, you craft 1 dimensional essence. And then you come here and you craft this. So in order to craft this, you have to go to send your accessories crafter. You craft your dimensional, there it is, your dimensional essence salvation, and then you craft this precious epic accessory selection and you get your ring. Okay? And this is repeatable, so you can always level it up like this. Be careful with your accessories, because the accessories are the most expensive things in the auction house, and it's gonna be hard. And this is the reason I will tell you now. You see my Clasp of the Conqueror, skill damage boost and max health. I unlocked them by using the unlock trait. Let me show you again, in case you forgot. I came here, and I use unlock trade selectively, and I will do the same for buff duration. Okay, I will do it now actually, so you can see it. This is how it works, because it's very expensive. And I unlock the trait I want, and now I have all the traits, and I can either buy from auction house or craft blue or craft green and try to fill them up with blessings in order to level them up. This is all I had to say about the gear. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you need anything, you can always message me, even in game, Discord, on YouTube comments, wherever you want. I'm always almost always available. It might take some time if I don't see your message or if I'm busy, but I will definitely answer to you. Anything else you need, guys, I'm here for you. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys learned some stuff, and whatever you need, I'm always here. So until the next time, Ruthless out.